Simone, Colton, good morning to you. Obviously, news that parents in this area do not want to hear. The school board is considering closing 3 more schools. Now, we've already told you about here on Good Morning Arizona that the school district is closing Echo Canyon Elementary School and Pima Elementary School. Last hour, we told you some of the options on how they're going to repurpose Echo Canyon. This is all because of low attendance. Now the board is looking at 3 more schools, but right now it's unclear which schools they are looking at. We understand that they're sending surveys out. They're gathering more information before those schools are brought before the school board. But last night, 2 board members discussed the idea of school closures with differing opinions on how to proceed.
I would personally like to see closure as our last option, last resort. I've voiced that many times, and I stand true to that closure is a last option for us.
I know it may seem unpopular. I don't believe closing schools is necessarily the last resort. I think the last resort is having 25, 30 schools all have their educational programs diluted, their staffing reduced, and the quality of the student experience for the vast majority of our families negatively affected because we're not willing to fully address the level of underutilization in our sites.
The Scottsdale School Board, like many school boards, are trying to figure out how to save more money moving forward as attendance continues to fall. Coming up at 7, though, they approved one way on how to do this, which includes paying staff. We'll explain further in just about an hour, guys.